Okay, we should be good. We should be Gucci. So my head's gonna be cut off apparently. That sucks. But I will be kind of like bent over anyways. So, hi everybody. My name is Faustamos, also known as the Alcheminiaturist. I'm gonna take these off because I won't need these. And this is filmed live in front of a Twitch audience. So if you want to get in on me and coming up, albeit a little transparent, especially today, links are all in the description for everything. Those of you who are watching live on Twitch, there is an exclamation mark model that you can see which model it is that I'll be painting, and you can print it out yourself. So I am going to do the first thing, which is, you always got to make sure. Hello, Lula. Did you know, Lula, that you have your own command? Didn't. So we're gonna see how loud this is. No, it's not small, actually. Exclamation mark Lula. Now, I have two different primers, all by the same people. So I think what I'm going to do, just because I like using it more, I'm going to use the AK's black. Now, I always have a fucking hard time with this bullshit. So, why don't you just try exclamation mark Lula, you jerk. I'll use me in that chat. Here I am, nice and shit. Faust is currently painting a model by Lula, or of Lula, which will be this one that we hopefully will do and clean up a little bit more later on tonight. But this is how it is. Unfortunately, Lula, I have to make your fur a little bit darker than it normally is, just because it fits more with my skaven. So you know, if you do an exclamation mark peachy, yeah, so here, I'll show you. I'm gonna say I fuck it up every single time and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing, because there is no command for peachy, by the way. Because we're not working on peaches on stream right now. So I am going to be wasting a lot of paint today. Let's try it right here. Also, I'm sorry if it's going to be super loud. Shouldn't be too terrible. I'm going to get this done really quickly. So I'm currently there. I apologize for how loud that was. You know what? Since we're here and I have the stuff, actually, just a second. Is it just me, or does like the color shift? Like of this, does this color shift when I like? Does, why is that? 1 second. There you go. Stream has been paused for you? Why? Y'all are gonna get a little bit of a treat. This is supposed to come out. This is supposed to be painted on Friday. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. It's so satisfying. Well, would you like me to do more of that kind of stuff on stream, my friend? We're just going to do a quick clean out of the airbrush. I'll clean it out. You've only been asking for years. I mean, that's true. I just get really, really, really nervous about doing it on stream. Not gonna lie. Just clean this up really quickly. I will come back in later with some isopropyl alcohol and some stuff that's behind me to fully clean out my airbrush, which is what you should be doing after every time you use your airbrush. You should be fully cleaning it out, or at least I believe so. But in the interest of not boring you guys with like 10 minutes of me doing that, I'm going to just do a super quick one. And yeah, so I use for brushes these and telling stories and shit. I use these brushes, which on Amazon in .ca are $20 or 60 of them. I get to do something cool like that versus a that's not a fucking. This is a. I'm gonna put this back over here. This is a Citadel brush made by the people who make models such as this. Or shh! Don't tell anybody I'm telling you this. Something like that. This is like $12, $14, and I don't know if you can see the tip, but the tip is kind of fucked because if you don't take care of brushes, which I don't, to be perfectly honest, they can fray and get all shit. So it just makes a lot of sense for a person who does not have... Like, I do have the time. I wasn't going to say who doesn't have the time. Who has the time to be able to dedicate to something like that. And clean them out and literally, like, and I'm not joking, shampoo and condition them. I don't have the patience for that. I put off for a long time getting an airbrush because I didn't want to clean that. So in one of the things that I actually bought that's like Citadel style, or owned by Games Workshop, it's a painting holder. However, do you have a prescription? Do you know somebody who has a prescription and potentially gets pills for said prescription? Nope. Do they kind of look like this? Do you potentially have blue tack? Whatever you want to call this. I call it blue stuff, blue tack, whatever. A little bit on top. Boom. There's your nearly free paint holder. Don't tell anybody I said this. Or tell everybody. Faust the Alcon miniaturist Deimos tells you, don't be a fucking corporate shill. There's much more things that we could spend our money on. We have a bajillion different styles of paint and colors and whatnot. This is not the thing in which we want to spend our money on. Or we do. I don't. So, do I want to, or do I want to just get to it? You know what? We're gonna do this the way that everybody tells you to. So, I'm gonna take some Zandari Dust, which I use as a flesh tone because it's a nice. What is that? What is the word I want to call it? A nice base of a flesh tone, in my opinion. So over to my right, your left, is my super DIY that I'll go over in another in a video coming out probably. Wet palette. That I made for literally $7. That companies charge upwards of 30 or more for. And like I said before, when it comes to painting holders, I'm not a big fan of spending money on crap that I don't need to spend money on. So, good. Today, for those of you watching the VOD that is on YouTube, November 14th, I had work today. It was great. Work's work. I enjoy work. I enjoy most of my coworkers. There's one coworker I don't particularly. It's not that I don't like him, and because to say I don't like the guy is a little disingenuous. Because I like him. He's a good guy. I would probably be good acquaintances with him outside of work. Unfortunately, his work ethic leaves me wanting. Like today. And I'm going to preface this by, I hope it was the boss who told him to do this, but after he had loaded the truck to go out to do deliveries, he got off his vehicle, put on a mask, and started sweeping all the dust. Crap on the ground. Now that's not bad. However, he shut the door to the warehouse, trapping everything. Just couldn't escape and that it was kicked up. That was fun. And yeah, so that wouldn't have bothered me, except for he went down the aisle I was working in a couple of times to push a broom, albeit because he does what is called, I shouldn't say what I call, what is called weaponized incompetence. And moving is over. Okay, hold on. I can always move this a bit closer. How's that? Tell me what was missed. Because this is like the first time that I'm doing this, like in literal years. Better. Can I? How's that? Gain is up a little bit. And it is focused towards me. So it should be good. Hi, my name is Faust the Elk Miniaturist, also known as Ross, also known as the brown-haired Itchy Bon. I don't know. I took that last part from an animated show on Netflix called Neo Yokio, Neoyoko, and it is probably one of my favorite Western-produced animated shows. It's got technically one season and a movie, Christmas movie, which means I'll be watching the Christmas movie soon. But yeah, so him sweeping down the aisle I was working in wasn't like the coolest thing that he could have done. It was definitely not. It was not Gucci. It was not Louis Vuitton. It was not. It was Joe Fresh. Is the best way of putting it. Also, if anybody has any questions, type them in the chat and I'll answer them. Sorry. I'll answer them when I see them. I have my phone right beside me so I can actually see chat a lot closer. Because my setup, as you can see, is right here, and then my painting setup is here. And so right here is actually both my microphone and my phone, so I can see things just that much better. I used to have it so that I would be painting on my desk. However, that didn't turn out so good when I moved to my new place and have my new setup, because there technically aren't any real, there are 2-3 light bulbs in this basement that I'm in. So I had to install a dirty great big light, and then I installed it where I thought would be a good place to install it, and then I moved everything around, like an intelligent person I am, and completely fucked the whole thing up. So yeah, I was not. I need to something in. I have to. Is that? That's not clothes, those are ribs. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not painting ribs like clothes or clothes like ribs. And then it potentially look kind of stupid afterwards. Because it's like, oh, way to go, genius. How'd you fuck that one up? You need me to zoom it in or anything, let me know. This is the first inaugural repaint stream that I haven't, because I fight 4 spider monkeys or 1 golden snub-nosed monkey. I don't know what a golden snub-nosed monkey is. Also depends on how big. Depends if I've eaten that day. Depends if they've eaten that day. Do I have a handicap of like I can only use one hand, I can only use kicks, I can only use my mouth, because, I don't know, people like to say just bite it instead. No. I'd fight a monkey. I was actually talking in a different chat today. Does that look like to you? Oh, you guys can't see it. Fuck. What I hate about not having auto. Oh, it is. It's the shoulder. It's a little bit of a weird sculpt, but at the same time, it was free, so I'm not going to critique it too terribly. That I don't think that's fair. I think it's great, and I'm going to be using it, you know. If not as a character, as an NPC, or a villain in an upcoming game of Mordheim. Some nose is 26 inches. The nose is 26 inches long? Jesus, that's I think that's called a sword, dude. Or is a snub-nosed monkey literally 26 inches tall? Because if it's 26 inches tall, that's tiny. I could just boot it. Not even 2 feet. I kicked a piece of cardboard. It was like a triangular piece of cardboard. I kicked it, and it went so hard that it flew on top of like a 20-foot tall lift of wood. My boss was like, way to fucking go. They are. Okay, not the nose. Okay, well, you know, you never know. Okay, so there are chains on the mouth and the eyes. I was thinking that if this wasn't going to be painted, or if the paint wasn't going to be fully dry from the airbrush, I was going to start painting some of Lula, like the next parts, but how did I get into this hobby stuff? I was, oh, Jesus Christ. 10, 11, 12-ish. I don't remember the exact age. I went over to a friend of mine's house. I used to call them the two Matthews. Because the guy whose house I went to, Matthew, his best friend, Matthew, was like always there. So, the two Matthews. I went over to Matthew 1's house, and Matthew 2 was there. And, we played like this weird army man killer game thing where, because he had gotten, I think it's 3rd edition, starter, and he kept only kicking, but you have boots made of chainmail and reinforced leather. Oh, I wouldn't need that. I could probably use my actual legs and just kick the hell out of it. I was given the Green Army Men, and Matthew A had the Lizard Men, and Matthew B had the Bretonian Knights, and they would kill my guys all the time, and I would barely be able to kill theirs. And I got enthralled with these Knights and these Lizard Men, who are now called the Sauron. Saurian? Saurian? And I begged my parents for it to like figure out what it was. What is this warhammer thing? And so my parents got me the same starter set that Matthew A had for Christmas or my birthday, whatever came next. And I had no idea what to do, to be honest. No fucking clue. And so I tried painting some things. Back then, there was no internet, really. Not the way internet is now. Because this is like the really, really, really early 2000s. Think 2000 to 2002-ish. And so I kind of didn't really do too terribly much with it. And then I went to England. Because my mom is from England. And so Games Workshop is based in England. If anybody doesn't know, although if you're watching this on YouTube, that's kind of a duh. No, it wasn't dial-up. I lived in the city, so I didn't have dial-up. My friend who lived outside of the city, he did have dial-up. That was terrible. I hated those days. I'd be talking to him on RuneScape. Back then, it wasn't old-school RuneScape. And all of a sudden, he would just disconnect. And it's because somebody picked up the phone. I was always so mad about that. Anyways, so I go to England, and my mom takes me to Warhammer World. And in Warhammer World, I get taught how to paint. I also go through like their tour, which was fantastic. Found out that the Bretonnian Knights were French, and I was like, oh, why'd they have to be French? And like where they were like pulling some what's the word for inspiration from? And so sorry, I'm gonna be reaching over to do stuff. And then it just became this thing. And the gentleman who taught me how to paint, whose name I don't think I ever got, taught me how to paint a Bretonnian Knight peasant archer. And I had it for the longest of times. Don't know where it is. I don't know where any of those models are. I have a feeling I know where they could have been, but I'm not going to say that because it's not nice to say that. So we're just not going to say it. And so I went home after that trip and started to paint. Terribly. I painted horribly. Because, you know, a 13-year-old paints terribly. Absolutely just horseshit. And then I got into school, like to go to high school, and so high school became what I needed to pay attention to. And then I had kids, and then so I stopped my hobby for many a year. And then it was a combination of shortly after my ex-fiance and I broke up, when I resolved that I was no longer going to hide part of who I was in hopes that people would like me, because I did that, as I feel many nerds did at some point in their life. And started getting back into gaming, and I got back into Warhammer. It wasn't really until like just before COVID hit that I started doing Warhammer again. But I didn't pick up Bretonnian Knights because at this point, Bretonnian Knights are actually no more. So the Warhammer Fantasy line is no more currently, due to Games Workshop having an event that kind of just like killed Warhammer Fantasy and brought it into what is now known as Age of Sigmar. They went from square bases to round bases, a new era, etc., etc. Or hobbying for that hobby. I think it was just so they could bring stuff in like Stormcast Eternal and just like revitalize and revamp all of the models and all of the lines. Although not everything is, anyways, it's not all revitalized and it's not all done. But Warhammer Fantasy is coming back, which means my awesome Bretonnian Knights are going to make a comeback. We already know this because they have teased some artwork of it. And trust me when I say that I will be the first in line to go and get that shit when it comes out. Anyhow, so that's kind of how I got into this hobby. I was also super into Gundam when I was younger. Built a bunch of Gundam kits, you know, terribly, because you do when you're a kid. Because nobody taught you how to do these things. I didn't know I needed clippers. I didn't know I needed 2 types of clippers. One for the harder plastic and one to get the nubs off after you've clipped the harder plastic so that you're not potentially doing stress marks on the model. Because Gundam kits come pre-colored and whatnot. So you kind of just do it and then it's good and Gucci. And then you can just put it up like that, or you can customize it like people like Studio G do, which is something I wish to get into. I just don't know how to at the moment. But yeah, so I've painted a couple models on stream. I don't even remember the last time I painted or what I painted, to be honest with you. Yeah, so that's how I got into this hobby. Also, at the same time that I was collecting Warhammer way back in the beginning, I was collecting Bionicle. I remember that because every time somebody would give me 20 quid, I'd want to go to the store and buy the next Bionicle. And so by the time I went home from that trip, I had... No, that was the next time. Sorry. That was the next time I went. Bionicles are the OG, for real, no cap. On God. So I'm currently just slapping on like the first layer, just so I can see all of the detail and what's up. And then we'll do some funky town, and then we're gonna do something really fucking sketch. And it actually has me kind of worried. So we're gonna do this is potentially cleanly as possible. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, so when I started, 3D printers weren't even a thing. Weren't even thought of, actually. So... yeah, I remember the rumor mill going around about... can't even remember his name anymore. And I feel bad. One of the original sculptors, or one of the sculptors, him and his brother, who both worked for Games Workshop, were also big into Civil War, or reenactment. Like war reenactment, Civil War reenactment, etc., etc. And he went to go load the cannon and fire the cannon, and the cannon misfired and backfired, and it took his right arm off, and he was right-handed. So he had to, this is the best way of putting it, learn how to paint and sculpt with his left hand, which turned out to be, and I'm going to say a godsend, but I don't mean that in like, thank God that he lost his hand. By his own admission, if I remember correctly, he had said that it made him a better painter and sculptor. Because of how much he had to train, and so he had to like pay more attention to. Because you paint with your dominant hand. I paint with my dominant hand. My right hand is my dominant one. And so you kind of just, I don't know, in my opinion, I'm gonna use this one. Yeah. Kind of just, you know that you can rely. What the fuck? Oh, this one's fucked. 1 second. Not you. Not you. You. That's better. The other one looked like it was used already. So yeah, that's why I said like the nice thing about these And I shake. I don't know. You probably can't see it really. But I shake. I shake enough that it's a problem when painting. So I'm horribly addicted to caffeine, which you're not supposed to have caffeine before, during, while you're painting, because it gives you the jitters, which 100% is true. Super jittery. So I have to make sure I have like 800 points of contact. Yeah. So that's my hobby journey up to this day. Oh, and then when I fell back into the hobby, I kind of fell whole hog into the hobby because I had adult money. I could go to the store whenever and a car, and I could just buy whatever I wanted. When that was both a good and bad thing. So I have a bunch of armies now. I have a Death Guard army for Warhammer 40,000. I have a Chaos Space Marine army for Warhammer 40,000. I have a Tyrannid army that's actually behind me, just down here, because I'm gonna find a completely different paint scheme that I want to do for it. So it's currently just sitting there, menacingly. The nice thing is I have a few days off now. We're watching this on the day it comes out, which is probably tomorrow, Wednesday, since I'll be working on this after stream. Get it up. I have until next Monday, the, what is that? 21st? Yeah, it's the 21st. I have till the 21st off, so potentially. Well, I'll be doing another paint stream on Friday. Because of Fallout for Hope. I didn't paint your hand, sir. And then I'm quote-unquote making my parents' gift this year. So that will be... my dad's super into planes, so like fighter planes of old. It's Fallout for Hope. Fallout for Hope is a charity where a bunch of people play Fallout games and raise money for St. Jude's Children's Charity. I was playing Fallout when you found me. I have a few donation incentives for donating to my specific part of the cause. One of them will be like buying the one hot chip and doing a painting stream while it's burning my face. Another one is the Corvega that I had this that I'll be doing on stream on Friday. It is a raffle prize. But I have more than just the Corvega. I have a Fallout girl, Fallout pinup girl, I think is what she's called, that I also grabbed from Modius Entertainment, because they make the Fallout Wasteland Warriors model game. And some things that you can buy and print out. There's a Red Rocket truck stop that you can buy as well, like an STL, 3D printable file. That you can buy and print and paint at home. I'd love to. I don't have the money to buy all the STLs that I want. There are so many. I spend $10-ish a month. Canadian. Please bear in mind any number price that I throw out is going to be in Canadian dollars. It is it's about 10 something for Puppets War, and they have some absolutely flawlessly beautiful STLs to print and to paint up in there. They can go with some armies just as like supplementary, because as much as I say yes, 3D print, woo, 3D printer go burr, I don't say only 3D print. I'm fine with me personally 3D printing because I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on all of my models, and the amount of 3D prints that will be per army will be not even 10%. So, in my opinion, that's okay. But when you're somebody that has like an entire army that's 3D printed, in a casual game, sure. In a league game, I think that you should probably support where your league is playing, because most leagues play in a game store. That's like, why does that look like not Luigi? Wow, Luigi. Wow. So, I want this to be nice, I want this to be pretty, but I also don't want this to take 5 ever, you know, longer than 4 ever. So, we're not trying to rush, but we're not, definitely not dilly-dallying. Ooh. Okay, now we're going to slap more flesh. Zandari Dust. All music heard on here is copyright free for myself, as I have the OK by both We Are Lab Rats and Tim Trollgasm. You'll find them both in the links in the description. You like the music. Heavy metal is Tim Trollgasm, and the rap, We Are Lab Rats. I am very, very blessed to say both of them are, both Tim Trollgasm and the entire crew of We Are Lab Rats are good friends of mine. Mr. Tim Trollgasm Twitch link will also be in the description. He does speedruns, as well as started to do some live band practice and potentially some shows coming up in the near future. If that's something you're into, please go give him a follow. Alright. What we got so far? Look at that kitty. Ah, such a cute. Just try to wash in here with a little bit of a light, or a little bit of a more watered down silver. Unless said otherwise, these colors are going to be from Pro Acryl. This is the Pro Acryl silver that I'm using. The only GW paint that that I've used so far is Zandari Dust. However, these are the only two paints that I've used apart from the AK Interactives primer. Now I need to take a drink. So, to make sure this has a little bit of time to chill out, and by chill out I mean like dry, we're going to pull out... Ooh. There. I'm going to pull out Pyrrole Red's blue. There's going to be no blue on this model. That's because we have that other command! Exclamation mark Lula. For a reason. A little bit of water. Wet down. Oh. Because we're going to paint Lula. Lula. Bring a little color back into this, so it looks a little nicer. By nicer, I mean so that it pops a little. Literally, that's all the blue that I'm going to be putting on it. The white, however, I'm going to bring this white back up a little. Now, if this was closer to the edge, it would be a lot more, be a lot closer to edge. This is why. I'm a little strong. I break things a little too easy. It's a heck of a lot easier if I just... Are you kidding me? Is it broken? Yep. Hold on. There we go. I don't recommend putting paint into your mouth. I only realized that there was paint after. This is edge highlighting. This is the fattest edge I've ever seen. The problem with skaven, which is what these rat men are, they're all dirty. They literally live underground. And Lula, don't tell her I said this. Between you, me, and all y'all on YouTube, Lula's not that dirty, not that I know it. Never mind, Lula's here. Quick, panic. I guess I can leave it dirty. Lula's pretty dirty, I guess, you know. Aren't you supposed to be doing something, Lula? Like, I don't know, work or some shit? And before, I am working. I reminisce on times I felt I had something to prove. Now there's nothing to lose. Suppose that's the same. I got 1,000 stories that I'll take to the grave. I got 1,000 reasons for me not to behave. Trying to resist a system that's gonna make you a slave. A, B. Let you I don't know what that that emote is. I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know. I don't know, man. Use them. Literally. Bold. Pyrrole, I don't know. Something red. I'm using red. And I want to say that Pro Acryl's paint, phenomenal. Right? I am not, hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag wish I was. So all of my reviews on anything are my own. Pro Acryl has probably the best paint out there, in my opinion. It is so nice, it is so smooth, and this is going to sound really weird, but if I was sponsored when, I don't know, probably not for a while. I don't, like, I would love to be sponsored, but I also don't care if I'm sponsored, you know what I mean? I will be 100% honest, and I feel like me spending my own money on something, and then saying, yeah, I spent my own money on this, and I really like it, so I went out and bought more. I don't know, it feels more genuine, you know? Sorry, you probably can't even see that.
Man, it's like the only thing we can really leave behind is culture, is music, you know, and dignity and determination. That's what we have.
Alright, we're gonna try something.
Blacked out from 9 to 3. Speaking of time, think it's mine to leave. Covered in sweat and my mind's asleep. Addicted to love of an awful disease. Recently, reasons for grieving would bring them.
Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that's. Oh, Faust, you. Oh, so good. Sometimes my genius. Alright, it's gravity. I'm almost 100% self-stop. Please clean up your pants. Can I just be happy about something, Lula? Jesus Christ. It doesn't mean that I'm like, where's my... It mean that I'm like, I've creamed my pants or something like that. I just am happy. Passed out the colors when my mind would dream about the times you were living just down the street. And I'm embarrassed to admit that it's been a while. Thoughts been caught up, sifted different files. Time had passed by, still I see you smile. I really wish I could have been with you the last 2 miles. But I know this shit has been crazy. We pictured this vision so hazy. Homies and bitches so shady. Elixir is mixing, my discipline's faded. I know the scene has been crazy. Put trust in the people that play me. Fucked and I'm missing the days when a bandage would fix all the pain that would end. Fuck, I don't know what Lula's eye color.
All BS aside, it all we gotta survive.
Why do you have an XD after the noise? Are you happy about that noise? Oh. Okay, that's easy. I can do red eyes. One eye. Fuck, where's that? There we go. Oh no, I missed it. Yeah. And one last thing, because I do feel like I need edge highlight just a slight bit, just to make it pop just a little bit more. We're going to use Pro Acryl Sky Blue. And then we're going to just... Very stiff. Sometimes it doesn't do exactly what you want. Sure. What does he say? What does Bob Ross say? Is it just happy accidents? I know I am no pro painter, so this will never be hashtag pro painted. Just a dude. Or Simple Plan likes to say, I'm just a kid. Life is in it. Add a little bit of white to this, hopefully. Hopefully it looks good. What do you think, Lula? Does it get your squeak of approval? I want to make these teeth. A little white, you know? It's good. Good. Glad you like it. I've literally never painted a model for anybody else but me. Okay, so pictures will go up on Instagram and Twitter. And, well, the first photo, I can't do that. The first photo will go to Lula, and Lula can post it wherever she wants. I guess hashtag technically fan art? Now, this Earthshade is probably good and dry. Hello, Septum. How are you today? We're going to use some Citadel Agraz Earthshade. You'll see why in just a second. So I've got to grab a different paintbrush. My wash paintbrush, and my wash paintbrush is absolutely garbage. It is big, it is beautiful, it is a bastard. It's going. We finished Lula off. Unfortunately, this that's Lula. So you take some Agraz Earthshade or Null Oil or something else like that that is a wash or a shade, and you put a bunch on your brush, you load your brush up, and just brush it all. Literally, you use a brush to brush everything on. Crazy. And it dirties everything. It gives way more depth to it, way quicker than you could hope to attain, in my opinion, any other way. I always try to make sure that you, not you, brush the same way all the time, so all of your strokes are going to go down. And now, here's that beautiful bastard. Hey, Mac, how's it going, buddy? So, then, after you've done that, you give yourself a nice big stretch. Oh, because if you're like me, I hunch over. I don't like hunching over. Actually, while we're here, and while that is drying, so we'll put that over to the side. We will take the Acryl Black. Give it a nice shake up. A little on our wet palette, because we don't need too terribly much. We might need a bit more than that, but we're good. Grab your finished model. You don't take your biggest brush. That's a bad idea. Take your next biggest brush. Make sure it's good and Gucci. And make sure the base is painted. For what we're going to need next. Oh, to be able to nap while our day is going on. Couldn't be me. I accidentally almost didn't take a fucking lunch. Why? So damn busy. There's the blood. I mean, crushed berry juice at your feet. You want some crushed berry juice at your feet? We can do that. No, I'm asking you. What do you want on the bottom? I was gonna paint it black and then add some mud and then a couple tufts of stuff. Use 4 napkin. Yeah, I know. I can still give you a hard time, can't I? There. Now, we'll paint that black again later to really make sure the entire thing's black, but that's good. Now, double check and see how this is doing. That's going to take a couple more seconds. So, totally accurate size comparison of Lula and myself. Lula being like 5'2", 5'3", me being 6'5". That's better, right? But the size, sure, like I can rest my head on you, and it's all good. Yeah, see. Also, I have a feeling like this would be a good representation of me. Look how fucking angry he looks. The gore chosen of Drum. I picked him up just because he literally looks. Actually, I'll grab the box because he just looks fuck huge. I'm not censoring this for YouTube, by the way. YouTube, if you hate me because of the algorithm, I have too many models. I didn't say that out loud. Came in this box. Aether Maze. The Gore Chosen of Drum. 3 models. Got Drum, Wounder of Worlds. And then 2 other motherfuckers. So I literally bought him for him, but these 2 guys, they good too. We won't talk about the rest of my pile of shame right now. I'll put it this way. You need some dailies? Well, go do your dailies, that dude. Alright. Now comes my favorite part. The building up. Now, this is Kislev Flesh, but it's air. So, by air, it is supposedly able to just be put right through your airbrush. Don't do that. Make sure you properly put some medium and some thinner in there, because it's not as thin as you'd like it to be, and badness can ensue. But by all means, if you wanna test it out, go for it. I wasn't. I might, however, we will be painting the Faust Amos special with him, although he needs a hammer, and my homie here doesn't need his, but I don't feel like that would be a suitable hammer for him, you know what I mean? That's almost like he's punching him. He needs a big hammer, if you know what I mean. So we'll be building him his own hammer, probably on stream. Hammer? What? What are you talking about, Blood Edge? I am not on TikTok at all. Ooh. I used to be on TikTok. I just do TikTok. There's a guy there obsessed with hammers. Sounds like my kind of guy, to be perfectly honest with you. Like a man after my own heart.
Never ask permission, we rather risk it and beg for forgiveness. Tell me, what is this? You witness this instant, it's infinite, isn't it? Realize stars with our bars as we pass space and time with divine through our fingertips.
Problem with having so little paint on your brush is that it dries so terribly quickly.
Despite the fact Father forsake him, down with the matrix. Someone give Neo my plea though and tell him the blue pill I take it. No hesitation. We 91 till infinity. Someone tell Trinity we might not make it. Obviously we know the prophecy. Now it's just time to see how far we'll take it. Who's you? Now we got him like who? Like who? Now we got him like who? What you know about the crew?
Alright, I'll be checking stuff in just a minute. Sorry. Last time I was on TikTok, most of the stuff that it was showing me was like living off the grid. Which was interesting, because I always wondered how those people living off the grid, why they were on the internet. You know what I mean? Because you're still on a grid, you're just not on the power grid. You're on the inner grid. Or like people who live on like that hashtag van life. What do you think? I think it looks good so far. I'm a big fan of how this is looking so far. Now I'm gonna do what I think is gonna be the most fun thing there is. I'm gonna bring up the color in his loincloth looking thing. I don't know what else you want to call it. It's not staying this brown white. It's gonna be white. He's possessed, so it's not going to be white. A lot of bad things have happened to this guy. I think my headcanon that he was forced into this. An unwitting participant. Forced to hold some demonic entity that is trying to break free. Why he's chained up, wrestles control over his own body to the monster that's contained inside him. For the betterment of mankind, tries so terribly hard to make sure he keeps control. He's losing it. He's losing control. Use some Rhinox Hide for brown. He's losing control of himself. Losing control of his body. He's losing. Every day that goes by, there's less and less of him and more of it. At some point, it's going to probably chew its way out of him. Or take over completely. If you saw this coming, let me know in the comments below. They don't let him out. You can't. How do you let something like this out? How do you let something like this loose in a city? But he is loose in a city. He's loose in Mordheim. When the meteor fell, the chaos, he was able to get able to run away. Albeit with his chains still away. Now his question is, what now? Build up some I'm gonna take these two. Emperor's Children and Fulgrim Pink. So we're gonna take some Fulgrim Pink and some red. After we take some Emperor's Children. I do have a vortex mixer, I just don't use it. I'm not going to use it for stream. It's way too loud. It's just not fair. Shit. And then I have a little less watered down version. So we're gonna paint a little bit of pink around his all of the places where he has chains on him. It's real quick. It's a little line like your edge highlighting. Doesn't have to be the prettiest. Something like this is not gonna be pretty. Shouldn't be pretty. We're not aiming for this to be, you know, some sort of elf. All clean and pristine. Oh, this guy. There's a hard life. Existence for him is pain. I think you can see all of that pink. And take that, the pink red. A little bit more red because it wasn't red enough. And go over. But lighter brush strokes. Some of that pink still reads through. Because you want it to, it's a consistently festering wound. For some reason it doesn't ever rot. It's just ever raw. What was I looking at? And then we're gonna take some Screamer Pink. It takes a lot to do one model. Oh, I'm gonna stretch real quick. Always important to make sure you fix your posture. Doing little lines everywhere. There's pink and red. Even some places that I may have missed. I'm going to give it a little bit more depth. I can't draw or paint in 3 dimensions. I can't draw or color in 3 dimensions. So I try to have 3 dimensions in my my painting. So this is him. Now we're gonna need Lula back for a quick second. Get more black onto her base. So I will be doing a step off screen, off camera, which is making sure that you seal your paints in. Because if you don't, what will happen, and I'll show you with the Corvega, is it'll come off. Paint will come off. Paint will chip. That's not what we want to see happen. So you have to make sure you take some varnish. And I use a varnish spray paint. And use a varnish paint on or airbrush. I just picked up spray paint, and so I use the spray paint instead. I feel like I have a little bit more control, and I don't want to have to try to take out varnish from my airbrush. So let's don't do that. Alright, and that's Lula. Now back to our guy. And this is the part where I will either start swearing uncontrollably or be very, very calm. I mean, what? I'm going to pop him off the base if I can. If I can't, I'm just going to leave him. I think I can't, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm not going to pop them out. I was going to pop them out and do something, but I can't, so I'm not going to. I mean, duh, right? I was going to take this cork from my dollar store. It's called Dollarama. You can buy like 3 of them for like a couple dollars. You just like break it up, turn it into chunks, and then you turn it into some rocks or some whatever. Here, I'll grab. I should have one behind me. Here. He's tentatively standing on some rocks. It's really easy, really nice, really cheap to do. That's a missile launcher. He's known as a Warplock Bombardier. So, because we're not using that, I'm just gonna throw that in the garbage. We don't have to care about it. Gonna cover this base black.
I've seen this scene before. Maybe it's inside of my soul.
Big pew 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 pew. Yeah, basically.
But I'm so stranded by the pieces that I've put together, baby. And I've been back and forth with all of this. Maybe I'm just losing control. Well, who knows?
And when this is done, no, that one's not. I'm just cleaning up all of the other crap that's on everything on this base. There we go. Now you can dry brush them to give them a little bit more. I'm not going to, because I don't think it's worth it for either one of them to try to dry brush it. But that is literally that is Lula and what is his name? The Vessel of Agony. Done. Both on, wow, this one on in one video, and this was worked on slowly over the past week. You know what? I want to be nice. From start till now, they look sick. Thank you very much. Thank you, Boosted. I really appreciate it. Every day I paint, or I try to paint. Like everything, I feel like you should spend at least 1 hour a day painting, drawing, whatever it is. Because how else do you do anything? My family says, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. This is literally 1 bite at a time. 1 hour. If you go and take a look both on my Twitter at Faustamos or on my Instagram, The Alcheminis, you can find the difference that 18-ish months made in two miniatures. It is uncomfortably different, for lack of a better term. I am going to finish these off stream, off video, but I will tell you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take AK's Wet Ground terrain diorama stuff. It literally looks like I can't open it. Looks like mud. It literally looks like mud. And you just paint that onto the base, and it looks like wet mud. And it will go with all of my other models. This one, I probably will put some debris that I will have to probably hand paint. I'll probably just make the debris out of this, just take some chunks and dip it in black, and then dry brush it. And then I have some diorama scenery tufts, if I can reach them. And because Lula's here, Lula gets to actually choose which one she wants. Does she want green? Or does she want these red flowers? These dark purple flowers. The only time she actually gets to decide something, apparently. So, she can either say it in chat at some point, or message me. Anyways, that is going to be it for me painting today. As always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you are new. This was painted in front of a live Twitch audience at twitch.tv/FaustDemos because I am known under 2 names. If you want to be a part of the live audience, links will be in the description below. If you like what you've seen, or you want to see me paint something specific, let me know in the comments. I will see you later. Bye!